Welcome to Bethel Online Education Hub. Learn anytime, anywhere. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Let's learn together, the Bethel way.
Lesson 10 of Media and Information Literacy entitled Media and Information Literate Individual. What is Media and Information Literate Individual? Media and information literacy is an interrelated set of competencies that help people to maximize advantages and minimize harm in the new information, digital, and communication landscape. A media literate person can decode, evaluate, analyze, and produce both print and electronic media. On this lesson, we'll talk about kung paano ba kayo magiging media literate. Have you ever count how many social network apps are installed on your phone? Or how many of them do you really need and use every day? The first thing you should clearly understand is using or working with social media is that the primary goal of any of them is to take as much of your time and attention as they can. So, di ba alam naman natin, mas madalas nasa harap kayo ng cellphone, TV, computer, laptop. Siguro kasi dahil nai-entertain kayo. Pero ang totoo niyan, um, nag-i-spend kayo ng time and attention sa mga bagay na 'to kasi bumibenta sila sa inyo. For example, just being on Facebook, you can read the news, you can watch videos, communicate with your friends and colleagues, and also you could play games. So you have a lot of options for how to spend your time, thus in the frames of one social network. Kaya madalas nyo silang ginagamit. Here are main 5 steps that you should do to become a media literate person and to avoid being manipulated both by friends from your newsfeed or Big Brother. Para ma-identify nyo din kung fake news ba yung napapanood ninyo or hindi. Step 1. Clarify what you need for every social network or apps you have on your phone. Mostly you have 2 to 3 apps that you should focus on and use daily. You can learn news from Twitter, chat with friends on WhatsApp, and share your artwork on Instagram. You should clearly understand why you use one or another social network and how much time you spend there. So, sa cellphone nyo siguro ang dami yung apps. However, kailangan nyo kasi i-identify kung ano yung mas kailangan nyo sa phone nyo. Bukod sa nag-occupy siya ng space dun sa memory ng phone nyo, ang lagi niyong tatandaan, saan ako dapat mag-focus, ano dapat yung una kong gamitin, or ano ba yung kailangan ko sa araw-araw na apps. Step 2, filter your thoughts. Filter your thoughts. Train your awareness to help you determine what's worth knowing. You might like baseball, for example, but don't think about it too much. Try to define what you need to know, not what you want to know. So, tulad ng sabi dyan, ano yung kailangan mong malaman higit sa kung ano yung gusto mong malaman. You need to know the things that affect you directly. If you want to fight this information, give priority to those topics. Otherwise, you'll waste your time with irrelevant, although interesting, information. So tayo kasi minsan mas inuuna natin yung gusto nating malaman kaysa sa kung ano yung dapat nating malaman. Kaya sa step 2 natin, always filter your thoughts. Pwedeng saan ka ba interesado or ano ba yung dapat mong pagka-interesan. Kasi kadalasan sa paggamit ng mga media network na 'to or even sa social media, mas madami diyan yung tsismis kaysa sa kung ano ba talaga yung totoo sa hindi. Step 3, check your emotions. When you read a headline, watch a video, or look at a picture accompanied by a message, step away and ask yourself how it made you feel. Did you react with pity, guilt, or anger? If you did, why and to what was it directed? As you contemplate those questions, also consider what would happen if you follow your feelings on an issue or even a product and who would benefit from it. So ito, importante to. Minsan kasi nadadala tayo ng emosyon natin, lalo na kapag halimbawa may pinapanood tayo o kaya may nababasa tayo. Most of the time, 'pag nakakainis siya, sobrang nakakairita talaga or sobrang nakakainis talaga na parang katulad nung 'pag nanonood ka ng mga K-drama na may mga kontrabida na ang sarap-sarap tirisin, parang gusto mong maki-join dun sa emotion na yun. However, kailangan maging, pag-isipan niyong mabuti. Yung mga pinapanood niyo ba, yung mga nababasa niyo ba, nakakatulong ba siya sa inyo or hindi? Step 4, filter your sources. This is one of the most effective ways to avoid become a victim of disinformation. Nowadays, it's more important who says what rather than what is said. Anybody can spread falsehoods that become viral and people end up believing to be true. Choose your sources carefully. Sources should be responsible with good reputation. These sources aren't infallible, but they'll be more responsible with what's being said. That's the best way to avoid being deceived. So, i-check natin, saan ba nanggagaling yung mga information na nakukuha natin sa mga media or sa mga apps na ginagamit natin. Kasi uso ngayon yung mag-spread ng fake news. Kadalasan kung ano yung fake news, yun pa yung pinaniniwalaan ng ibang tao. So, laging choose your sources carefully. So, i-check nyo legit ba yung source na to. Especially kapag may mga news tungkol sa disaster o kaya may mga news tungkol sa walang pasok, lalo na kapag tag-ulan, maraming magpo-provide ng information yan na wala ekang pasok sa ganitong lugar. Pero always make sure na yung mga sources na to ay reliable. So, maaasahan talaga siya. Para ma-check nyo din kung tama ba yung mga nababasa nyo or pinapanood ninyo. Step 5, smart actions in smart networks. Our likes, shares, comments, and everything that we personally do forms our newsfeed. There are thousands of articles dedicated to social network algorithms and how they work, but in reality, only one algorithm for all users doesn't exist. It remains a live organism that is changing with every action. If you like your classmate's picture from vacation, most probably in a few hours, you will find out an advertisement for a trip to Prague or Italy in your newsfeed. So sa step 5 naman, kapag kasi halimbawa maraming share, maraming likes, maraming comments yung ginagawa niyo sa Facebook niyo, for example na lang Facebook, kung ano yung mostly na nilike mo, shinare mo, kinumentan mo, yun ang magiging laman ng newsfeed mo. Yun yung tinatawag nilang algorithm. So, kagaya ng sample dyan, halimbawa, nilike mo yung picture ng friend mo na namasyal sa ibang bansa. After a few minutes, makikita mo na yung newsfeed mo, lahat ng information tungkol sa bansa na yun. Kasi kinokollect niya yung mga details na nagugustuhan mo on a certain topic. So, kailangan maging smart ka din sa paggamit ng mga social network na ito. Kasi sa totoo lang, mas advanced talaga ang thinking ng network kaysa sa utak ng tao. Next is, what are MIL competent citizen? MIL competent citizen or media information literacy competent citizen are able to access, evaluate, produce, and disseminate information and media content using appropriate technology. They also understand and know their information and media rights and their responsibility for demanding free, independent, and diverse information and media system. So, paano ba natin masasabing competent media information literate user kayo? So, una, kapag na-access nyo yung certain application, kapag ni-evaluate nyo yung paggamit, tapos nakakapag-produce kayo ng panibagong information at nasi-share nyo yung information sa iba. Pero kailangan nyo maintindihan kung saan nyo ba siya dapat gamitin, kung paano ba maging responsible, lalo na kapag free yung paggamit ng app. kagaya ng Facebook. Paano ba kayo magiging responsible sa paggamit nito? Paano ba siya dapat gamitin? Tapos, paano kayo makakatulong sa iba sa paggamit ng certain form of media? Being media competent also let you understand the role and functions of information providers in media as well as the conditions under which these functions can be performed. And you are able to create knowledge and share it widely as well as know how to engage with information providers in media for self-expression and democratic participation. So, dapat alam nyo kung ano yung function, saan ba siya ginagamit. No? Kung ano yung function or saan ginagamit yung mga application na to. Tapos, ano yung terms and conditions sa paggamit niya. And then, bukod doon, makagawa kayo ng bagong knowledge out of it or magamit nyo siya sa mas productive na bagay. Tapos, syempre, magagamit nyo rin siya sa pag-express ng mga sarili nyo or sa pag-participate ng mga events na nangyayari ngayon. So always remember the benefits of using this media or application. It will improve the quality of your life, greater political participation, better economic opportunities, improved learning environment, and more cohesive social units. However, you also need to make sure na bago nyo siya gamitin, alam nyo kung para saan siya, yung terms and conditions out of it, and always think twice before you click.